Hi everybody. I'm smiling. Look at this baby. Maggie. Oh, here it is. It's very pretty. And look at the leaves. They have little spots on them. It's hard to see. One of our very nice subscribers, Donna, she doesn't live in downtown Salmon Arm, but lives just outside of Salmon Arm. And she said, Carolyn, sent me an email. They got orchids at Salmon and they got spotted leaves. Well, last time they did, I missed out. So thank goodness to Donna, I have this. And I'm very happy. And I haven't done one thing to it. So I wanted everybody to see what I'm going to do. And I want to show you the painting, the frame, and Harrala retrocalla in the glass greenhouse is in bloom. She has a flower. So once they start going, I've heard they can crawl quite nicely and keep blooming. So it's the first of, I hope, many more to come in there. So I'm going to show you that after. And also what orchids are out. So I guess we better see what kind of shape this is in. Now there was only a few there, and this one had one nice root. I thought was okay. And it's quite wet in there. But let's see what we've got first. And then over here I've got a mixture of, this is the pot I'm going to use. I have a mixture of half lava rock and half bark. So I had to make sure that I had the same. I'm not going to use any moss, not even temporarily. So I think the first thing we should do is, I've got that in there now, and I want to soak this for at least 3 days, depending on how I get to my videos. I'm a little slow lately, but we're going to put a little bit of cow mag, and I would say a 1/4 teaspoon is more than enough. So this is Kelly Magic. That's what it's called. And it's going to get a 1/4 teaspoon. And I have West Coast seaweed extract. Can be any seaweed extract. It doesn't have to be this exact one. Oh, I should shake it up a bit. So it's always nice to have a new orchid. Even though ours are coming in bloom, we don't have a little one like that. 1/4 teaspoon of seaweed extract. And I'll stick that spoon in there. So we'll set this aside over here. And I'll add some water so it can start soaking. It's supposed to be medium-sized bark, but I picked out some of the smaller ones. And the lava rock it'll add a little airspace, and they will hold a little moisture. They don't actually hold moisture, but the moisture will get trapped inside the little holes temporarily. So now we've got that ready soaking. So that's important, because that's one thing I have learned, that if you do that pre-soaking of the bark with the added seaweed extract and Kelly Magic, that it pays off in how well your orchids do when you redo it into moss from bark. It definitely makes a big help. So let's see what this looks like in here. Now, I think they were, I was trying to remember what I paid, like about $15. So absolutely no air holes, none. Not even in a pot with air holes. So, well, it's a cute little pot though. So I just brought it home yesterday afternoon. I see green roots. I see good roots. It's quite hard in there. This is what I see so far on the outside. They just, I don't know, they probably had them in little pots and they just stuck them in these because this hasn't been sitting. This hasn't been sitting anywhere because it's absolutely clean. So they take them out of the pots they grow them in, they put them in these, which does not mean you should leave them in these because there's no air holes. And I'm sure they had them in little pots that it would at least drain. These don't even have a drain hole. So if you can imagine the store, when they go to water, they'll just be sitting in solid water because it can't drain out. So let's pick a little more of this out kind of carefully. It's very, very hard, but the roots look awesome so far. Look, roots are, there was still, Jack says, I didn't even see, I'm trying to see, oh, I don't see any spots. There was only a few, but there was a few left if anybody is in town and they want to get one. And the price was pretty good for a little mini. So, and I like the little ones. Oh my goodness, this is the best roots I've seen. And here I am changing it because that's how I care for them. And for us in our climate, it seems to work better. And this you could never leave here. This is old moss. It's time this moss was removed for sure. You can always tell if it's got a bit of a strong odor. We're getting there. And what I'm going to do is pick the moss out. And I'm just going to let it sit in its pot. And I'm going to put the moss on the bottom of the pot until 3 days when I plant it. But I don't want it sitting. Oh, okay, that's a new kind of little clip. Just wait. Not sure how that comes out. We'll have to leave it out there. Very nice roots. Thanks, Donna, because you know, once they're sitting there and they're right where the door opens and there's freezing cold air coming in and no one really knows how to look after them. But this one has got some beautiful roots. So we do want to, what I will do is I will make sure I run water through it at least twice a week. And then it's new bark and new lava rock, so it should, as long as I'm making sure it's running through, I could even water it 3 times a week. But to make sure nothing is sitting in there, because it's used to being moister. And I found with the large orchids that I haven't had wimpy leaves the last few I've done, and it's because I soaked the bark and then I ran water through at least 2-3 times during the week. But I made sure that in no way was any of that water sitting. It was just to the tap, run some water through, because you don't want it sitting. But I'll tell you, big or little orchid, this is the nicest set roots I've got on one. I'm impressed. Yeah. So I'm not going to pick every tiny little bit out right now because he has to wait 3 days, but I'm going to show you. Look at these roots. They're nice and long, and they're green because they've been in wet. There's absolutely no rotten ones that I can find. Maybe that old one. I don't think there's any rotten ones. This orchid is so beautiful. So what we're going to do is just dip it in there for a minute and just put some of that moisture on those roots. And put this moss, which it's used to, but it's not getting when I repot it. Put that in there. And just kind of, even if it is to the side a little bit. And I will not be watering it. It got damp moss. If anything, I will mist it, but not like a ton of squirts, maybe like 1 squirt. And it'll be sitting here on the counter, just being beautiful and near the sink. And this, I need to put a plate in this. When you're soaking your bark, you have to put some kind of weight on it to hold it down. So now, I hope you're all having fun, and I hope, even though you shouldn't, you found a new orchid, because even if you don't feel good, an orchid will definitely make you feel better. I'm still fighting allergies, but I'm hoping to get the end of this pretty soon. But I still wanted to come and join you. So let's go look what I've done over here. And Harrala retrocalla. Okay, first we'll look at Harrala. Now she's very tiny, but she is in bloom. Now I better open the door. Can you see her? Right there. I know she's tiny, but you know, I was getting it too moist, but I also noticed a lot of them have grown new roots since they've been in there. And over here, look at that long root. So, okay. And my pitcher. I finished my pitcher. I haven't signed it yet. But it may or may not be finished. And this is the frame. See if I can hold it up. The frame is kind of different. So it's gonna, I've had it up there, but I don't want to hold it too close because, whoops. So, just show you. So we got lots of little lupins and the trees, which are in the distance, and the mountain. So there we go. Now off to the other orchids. I moved a few things around, and I've got the basket down here where I put a whole bunch of little ones. So that's going, but these are just beautiful. If I can get that. And there's another one over here. This is a nice big one too. Most of my orchids I've had for so many years. This one I've had lots of years. Not from quite a few, and it's doing well. And remember the one I put in the glass? Now it does have some nice green roots. Okay, so, oh, in the back, we played. There's a fish. We got it at the thrift store. It was on this stand was actually ugly, black, rusty metal. And we got $3, and I just threw some paint on it, and Jack fixed it where it stayed in properly. So, you know, knick-knacks, knick-knacks. Okay. And over here, we have some nice spike coming here. And up here, one of my oldest orchids that suffered for a while, she's coming in bloom quite nicely. Okay. I'll just turn around too. You know, since I moved my spider plant, the babies they've been getting bigger, and bigger seems happy. And on the top, they were quite short before, and they're starting to do better. It likes this spot, not too much light, and seems to really like it. So over here, this traffic cone. Isn't it nice? Just wait. I think they'll all be out for Valentine's Day, because you know they take a while till all the flowers open. So this one got this nice pot because it one that got injured years ago and it had a fall and lost a leaf. So it got that nice pot and the nice new stand I found at the thrift store. So, and of course this is a stand that Jack made, and this one, lots of leaves, lots of past flowers which I cut off. And so good. And the one that I dumped the beef fat on, it's got a nice spike coming. So, and over here, these two, this one is got flowers, and this one is about to get flowers, and I put two in that traffic cone. And this one, I've been turning it around so the spike has kind of turned, the spikes are huge this year, looking for sun last cloudy days lately. And over here is in the little Monet pot. These I've had many years. They've just been going and going. So I got white there and some purple here, and I think this one is going to blast for some reason. So, and this is the big lip, and it's got a spike. So yes, it does perk me up. I love them. I walk around first thing in the morning. I usually walk around, and I don't know where I'm going to hang this one, everybody. We'll get it hung. I have a couple other little things I might do to it, so I'll know when I get it in its frame. Okay, now in here. So in here we got one just opening, starting to, just see if I can turn it. It's hard filming into the light and getting the color right. But they're just opening, and there was a second one because this is one spike I didn't cut off completely. So yes, I did get two. So it is nice. It's going to be beautiful when it's fully opened. And Mini Mark, her little spike's starting to come. And these misters, this mister I got at the thrift store downtown for $2. It is awesome. It is probably the best one I got. Because this one I bought, it's a Yana. And the good thing about this is I can change it. Very easy. I can just turn this and get it to face whatever way I want. So those two do a really good job here. And we have more spikes coming here and here. The money plant. So things are doing good. I'd moved everything when we were supposed to get our company. So yeah. These are nice. Now last year I got branches off of these, but sometimes it takes a while. So no sign of that yet. And the rabbit foot fern, it always loses a bunch of branches, but I've got it near the mist too, so that it helps a lot. So anyway, thanks everybody, and I'm going to see you in about 3 days. Bye for now.